Algebra 2, Lesson 11, Addition of Fractions and Inscribed Angles. Beginning on practice A, what we need to do on adding fractions is we need to find the least common multiple of these three fractions that we're trying to add together. We see down here that the least common multiple is going to be 3bz to the power of 4. The reason why is because if you look at the whole numbers of 3, 1, and 1, the least common multiple of 1, 1, and 3 is going to be 3. When we look at the variable b, the highest exponent is 1 on each of them, so we just add a single b. And then when we look at the variable z, the highest exponent is 4, so we take the highest exponent of z to the 4. That gives us our new denominator. So just like adding fractions that only have numbers, we're going to rewrite each of these fractions with this new denominator. And in order to do that, we have to multiply each of them by a value of 1 that will change their current denominator into the new one. So if we write it on top of each other like this, we can see pretty clearly what we need to change. In this one, we see that we need to multiply this one by z to the power of 4. So we go ahead and multiply the top and the bottom by z to the power of 4. This one gives us our new denominator. The top now becomes mz4. Let's not forget our plus sign or our minus signs. Over here, we see that we're missing the 3 and then we're missing 1z. So this one is going to get multiplied by 3z on the top and the bottom. That makes our denominator work, and the numerator will become 3akz. Last one, we see the only thing we're missing here is the 3, so we multiply the top and the bottom by 3, makes our new numerator 3y. Now, once we've got them all with the same denominator, we can add them now. But the problem is our numerators don't have any like terms. So the best we can do is just write the whole answer over one denominator of 3bz to the 4 and keep them separated by their signs as different polynomials. And that's our final answer for practice A. Now, practice B is a little bit different because we have a fraction, and then a whole number. Just like any fraction, we're going to take the whole number, we're going to turn it into a fraction by putting it over the number 1. Then we look for our our least common multiple, or our common denominator. In this case, it's going to be ab cubed. So we go ahead and put that down for each of our fractions. Alright, and then we ask ourselves, what are we going to have to multiply this b by to make it ab cubed? The answer is going to be ab squared. So we multiply the top and the bottom by ab squared. That gives us a numerator of ab squared z. Over here we have to multiply by the entire denominator of ab cubed on the top and the bottom. So that means our new numerator is going to be ab cubed k. And then the last one, we have the common denominator already, so we don't really have to multiply it by anything, or if you really want to, you can just multiply it by 1. So this one is going to stay the same, 2mn. And then again, just like the one above it, no like terms are seen in these numerators, so we're just going to slide on over, make one long fraction with the denominator ab cubed, and then put each of our individual numerators there. ab squared z minus ab cubed k plus 2mn. Alright, and that does it for adding fractions. Now the last one, we're dealing with inscribed angles. And if you remember from the lesson, we learned that whenever we have an inscribed angle in a circle, that is, the angle lies on the inside edge of the circle, not from the center, and it goes to the opposite edges, the arc that it creates is double the length of that angle. So if this arc is double that angle, and this angle is 40, then y is going to equal 80. Alright, so the first letter that we have to solve for is already done. In this problem, we're told to solve x and y. We've got y. Now, to solve for x, we can just use equations. We know that circles have 360 degrees, so if we add up this value plus this value plus this value, the answer should equal 360. So let's do that. We'll add up 4x plus 20 plus 5x plus 80 plus 80. And all of that should equal 360. From here we can go and combine like terms. The 4x and the 5x become 9x. 20 and 80 becomes 100, plus 80 is 180. So all we have to do now is just subtract 180 from each side. That cancels. That gives us 180. So we get 9x equals 180. Divide by 9. Oop. Divide by 9 on each side. And then we get, let's see here, that's 2, that's 1, 2, 0, 20. We get x equals 20. So x equals 20, y equals 80. And that's our final answer.